Hey everybody, how's it going? It's Tears of a Clown in the same room edition, fuckers. What's up?
Oh my God, Holden, it's so great to be here. I'm so glad we got Mike Lawrence in the room with us because we have to determine which Batman villains are real threats and which ones are bad bets.
But first, you have been asked to walk off the floor and answer several trivia questions.
No, don't.
In a one-on-one.
I'm competing with myself right now, Holden. No, watch me here. Watch me here now.
Is the floor airing during
It is airing right now.
Are you fucking kidding me?
Yeah.
He's on the floor because his career's already hit the ceiling.
Amazing stuff. Definitely watch Jake on the floor at a different time. But you know what? Use
Guys,
TiVo.
who's doing January 6th?
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Mike Lawrence, for being here for yet another topic involving comic book characters. We did X-Men last time. Now we're doing the Rogues Gallery Batman. And, you know, at a time where I'm suffering from mortal Joker fatigue, I'm so happy to get to celebrate the many amazing villains that we have. What were you going to say, Mike?
No, that was, yeah.
Oh, okay, there you go. I thought you had a follow-up on that. What was your favorite song from that movie? Was it Happy? Or I wish he'd done Scatman. I wish he'd done. If he'd done Scatman.
Scabadabadee.
Like, I'm gonna redo my joke that I already did, which was when he was in the hospital. Went bada bada bee bada bada bee.
Mike, you have to set it up that he died of throat cancer.
No!
And then I had that great follow-up joke where I said, Scatman needs a CAT scan.
No, that was also mine.
Yeah, that was also Mike's joke.
Mike's. I was just trying to steal it.
Listen, why are we even talking about the Scatman when we have our own evil clown in the studio? Tierzo, how are we doing this week?
Tierzo, how's it going?
Tierzo?
Tierzo looks to be a little sheepish tonight. Is Tierzo taking a piss? What the fuck's going on? Where's the clown?
Wait. Oh, God! It's vengeance! It's the night!
It's the one Batman Schumacher will never put nipples on.
Oh, great. Somebody trained the clown in the ancient ninja arts. That's gonna end great.
Unbelievable what we're going on today. You never know what's gonna happen on the Tears of a Clown podcast live stream. Good Lord.
Someone bought that costume on Defective Comics 97.
I'm just getting news right now. Crime has dropped in a 3-mile radius around us to
unbelievable.
Unbelievable level.
Unbelievable.
By the way, that's what Batman would look like if both of his parents had lived. Mother, father, could I get more UCB glasses?
BP Coast, thank you so much for the sub. There were a bunch of subs. Thank you for the gifted sub earlier. And again, we're going back to our old format where if you gift 5 sub balloons, we only have 3 available. Or if you give 5,
we have
subs.
2 because the Weed Jonkler has jumped in with 5 gifted subs and is getting the first veto balloon.
The Weed Jonkler, you get a veto balloon. That means anything we choose at any point, you can move anything up or down 1 slot of your choosing. If you disagree with any of the things we did, I'm the Weed Jonkler, baby. Says the Weed Jonkler. fuck's happening?
I'm not trying to start with the Batman villain.
All right, well,
That's what happens when you let Kevin Smith write comics.
Yeah, first up on the docket is the weed jonkler. Now, I really don't like how he jonkles after he smokes all that weed. It's so upsetting to see.
But about a weed jungle,
But you got to admit, when Grant Morrison wrote The Night of the Jonk, like it really deconstructed what the character was about. I can't believe he ate a whole baby.
Absolutely,
Like,
that was crazy.
insane.
Yeah, that's
The only thing I can't understand more than that man's voice is his comics.
all right. I think that's about it. So we have 2 more veto balloons on the docket. Let's not stop talking about veto balloons. Let's talk for a second about Tierzo. Tierzo, how's fighting crime going for you these days? Yeah, really grabbing him by the testicle. Okay.
Oh, and just
and ripping them off. Okay, that's very un-Batman. I feel like what Batman I thought was just trying to kind of peacefully sort of get them in.
No. Batman will tear some testicles.
Right.
More people have already seen Tierzo La Dufales.
Oh my! Oh, that's it. That was the movie. If you haven't seen it yet, that was it.
It turns out Todd Phillips created Tierzo to just punish us all. No, I won't compare you to Joker 2. You've entertained me.
we got to do our first villain.
Let's get it up on the dock. I don't even know if we need to talk about what our judgment criteria is. Let's just the best fucking villains, man. And we're starting with Bane. Oh, it's me, Bane. Oh.
Are you using the voice mockingly? Because I honestly think the voice is one of the best things to ever happen to the character.
I just like doing the voice. There's something about like air goes to my head in a way. Like I can't hide doing the voice. Like, oh, it's me, Bane. Like it makes me.
My favorite song is November Bane. Everybody needs some time on the road.
Bane is an interesting one because I feel like, he came along. I mean, this was to me synonymous with that time of like the death of Superman.
Oh, yeah.
Breaking.
He broke the bat.
back. Yeah.
Nobody else has broken the bat. Bane has broken the bat.
He kind of reminded me of what's the guy who did the spear in WCW? Goldberg. He kind of reminded me a little bit of Goldberg, though. Sort of.
But I'm not Jewish.
I mean, he's South American. It's possible he fled. We don't know his family background. I'd love a Jewish Bane.
Yeah.
Where is Bane? Mike brought
right there,
wonderful characters from his legendary action figure collection.
AKA my son's inheritance.
Oh, you think you know the night, but I roommated with the darkness. I was in a polycule with the darkness.
Voiced by our old nerd of mouth buddy James Adomian on the Harley Quinn show.
So good on that.
I didn't even know that.
I want to say how I'm judging, and it's a lot of these characters have been in so many things, and to me, it's consistency.
Okay.
Like whether you're in Lego form or in the comics or done by Christopher Nolan, I still get your essence and you still work as an adversary to Batman.
Okay. So what's Bane for you?
Bane is an A.
Okay.
I think Bane is one of the best characters created for Batman in the last 40 years. He has the best origin story. I think he has a top 3 Batman origin story of anyone. His mom was in prison. She died. He had to serve her sentence. and he, but the idea, we're going to talk about different parallels to Batman, but a character born without parents, without innocence, punished for crimes he didn't commit, and being angry and being smart and not just dumb. I think a lot of people ruin Bane by just I
like the Venom. I like the Venom thing because the whole idea of like, because every Batman villain should represent like a unique form of challenge for Batman. And if Batman is like a human, he shouldn't be fighting like full-on superpowered gods. So like, what's a physical challenge to the most perfectly athletic, highly trained 35-year-old man the world has ever seen? It's an equally highly trained 35-year-old man who has green steroid juice pumping into his brain constantly.
Right.
But also, in the comics, Batman had the Venom first and rejected it, much like Spider-Man rejected Venom. And I like that.
He is just Batman Venom in a way, isn't he?
Yeah, but it works because they made him smarter. They made him, Batman does not have many villains of color. Sorry, Killer Croc. Sorry, Clayface. But, I think Bane as this badass, like South American, Tom King did great stuff with him. I think he's a solid A.
Moment of levity. Thank you so much for the 5 gifted subs. You also get a veto balloon. And thank you for the sub. Nate Takes Photos. Appreciate you. And also, I could see it as an A.
But I'd push you guys towards an S. I honestly think what he represents in the Rogues Gallery.
What makes him S?
He's more like he's the physical threat, that he is a physical match for Batman while not veering 100% into the realm of superpowered, lets him fit into the universe. And Killer Croc is like more of a dumb guy, strong brute. So like, I feel like he's a better villain than Killer Croc in that regard.
Here's why he doesn't get S from me.
Okay.
Mediocre media portrayals. He sucked in Batman and Robin.
Yeah.
In a movie where I love that Poison Ivy, but he was the
Poison Ivy's amazing.
Jeep Swenson.
Yeah.
He was a wrestler that they called the Final Solution in WCW, and they had to change the and act like it never happened again.
And also, I would even say the video games too. I feel like he was just kind of played like a moron.
That's the problem. He always played dumb. Then in Dark Knight Rises, he's not really the villain. Talia al Ghul is. And
whoa, spoilers.
He has one of the worst original Batman animated series episodes. They did not do him that well.
They invented the character the week before they had to write it.
That's no excuse. They invented Harley Quinn and she's awesome.
All right. I will take the A. I made my push.
All right, I'll give it. We'll start it with an A. I'm surprised, honestly.
A lot of people want to bang this pile of South American Argentinian beef. That's what I'm learning from chat.
Amazing stuff. Also, I think it was Mikey Vision. Mike Vision asked if I commit a crime, can I move the sentence over to Holden? And I'd say yes. If you just listen to my fucking podcast, please, for the love of God, you do the crime, I'll do the time. Just listen. Just rate
Also
review.
use some of the promo codes in the ads. Like buy some.
Yeah, buy a
get
Bose
some
headphone.
internet therapy too,
I
while
love
you're
the
doing it.
idea that someone's watching this in a GIMP mask and going, how could they not get better?
All right, what do we have next? Let's get into it. Let's really get to go. I love Poison Ivy. I really love Poison Ivy. I really like, especially once Harley Quinn and Poison Ivy kind of formed the relationship. So you just mentioned Poison Ivy and Batman and Robin. I would say the best thing about Batman and Robin is probably the Poison Ivy role in that movie. She does this like crazy kind of transatlantic, like Uma Thurman fucking sells. Yeah. If everybody played that movie like Uma Thurman played that movie, I think the movie would actually be more of a cult classic than it really is.
But the problem is Alicia Silverstone doesn't try that much.
All of the heroes look miserable. All the heroes look like they're in a different movie, a movie they're not interested in being in. All the villains
dying
are
and
fun.
he has the most energy.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy.
Up, Uncle Al.
But anyways, but also I just have always enjoyed her. Talking about the games, I mean, I love the games. So I really enjoyed her whole set piece in Arkham Asylum. I'm a fan, and of course, raw pure sex. You know what I mean? I really want to be with her. You know what I mean? I want to tell her things that I don't tell my wife.
Also, she's right. Us human apes are ruining the. I'm sorry. I'll just.
All right. I guess we got the humping Batman, the new hot meme on the internet block, humping Batman. Here we go.
Use hashtag humping Batman on TikTok.
I love how you removed the nameplate of the Bob just so we can get a little more of the humping.
By the way, this is what Zack Snyder did to all of our childhoods.
Wow, it's still going. That's fast.
Got him.
I have never committed to a bit that hard. I'm honestly in awe. Okay, I'm saying motivation-wise, great angle, the environmentalists, the misanthropy, us crude, polluting apes. We need to return to nature.
That's good motivation. That's good motivation.
Sympathetic motivation.
I get the motivation. Yeah, exactly. I get how she knows she's right. And I love that. I love it when a villain has that going on.
You know what? That millionaire should be turned into a fucked up tree with a face that goes like, I'm sorry, I dumped the poison in the
because he dumped the poison, because we're gonna all die because of what's happening.
I love that she was probably created by like an old Jewish comic creator. It's like, plants kind of look like pussies.
You're thinking of Georgia O'Keeffe?
Yeah, he saw a Georgia O'Keeffe painting.
No,
but he probably went to like the MoMA.
Oh, yeah.
The MoMA one
I
time.
can do something with this.
I'm thinking of Gardner Fox. But
Wow, that was a joke for if anybody in chat's like, I got that joke. You are a hero. You are a real one.
or you've been dead for 40 years. No, I love Poison Ivy, and I do think that she was elevated from the in the animated series as as a love interest to Harley Quinn, but also as someone who truly does believe they're right and isn't completely wrong. I think that she's awesome, but I go A on this one. S's are going to be hard for me.
Yeah. That's kind of how I feel too. It's like all right, we feel this is 2 A's in a row. We have B, C, D, F villains, right?
Yes.
Okay, we don't just love them that much.
And we're going to disagree on which ones those are.
Poison Ivy is like, what if Al Gore's TED Talks were fun?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I'm just swept up in it, and I hate that kind of stuff. You know what I mean? I believe the environment's getting fucked or whatever, but I'm so
calling her
bored.
a inconvenient tramp? Is that what
All right, please.
Boom.
Got her. Boom. All right.
But she's always stopped by Batman, who's an inconvenient sleuth.
Hey! This is why he's the best in the fucking business. If you ever doubt it, I will come to your house and give you a medium-style punch in a place where it won't do lasting damage.
And then put the TV on Fox Network from 9 to 10 p.m.
All right, that's an A. Let's move on. I want to get a shitty one. Do we have a shitty villain?
Yeah, shit it up.
Shit it up. Let's get a turd in here.
No.
I love the Riddler.
Oh, fuck you.
Oh, no.
I love the Riddler.
Except in the Batman. That was Paul Dano, more like Paul Dan. No, no, thank you.
Yeah, it was the whole.
See, I'm not Mike Lawrence. I
Hey, these are in a linear order, and that's what you're going to get.
Linear order.
Paul Damo.
I would say, I think I feel a kinship with the Riddler because I think if I would want to play a villain in a Rogues Gallery villain.
If you were allowed to play him.
If I was allowed to. And by the way, I'd lose the weight. I'd lose the weight for it. But I think a good job. And I've always felt sort of a kinship with in fact, I'm really annoyed at all the Joker love. Huh? I know, I even got I'm wearing the green, and I hate riddles actually when someone tries to be like, okay, let's do this, and they ask, the doctor was a woman, and I don't like that, but I love his character, I do dislike riddles though.
I kind of love, but first of all, the Riddler never did one of those bad verbal puzzles where it's that he can climb the stairs only when it rains or whatever that bullshit is. I like that it was just what sleeps in the day but wakes at night, what is red but never blue, and what is I'm going to kill 80 people in a sports stadium.
Yeah. That was always the funniest of the Adam West episodes with the Riddler. It would just be such an insane walk of logic to get to whatever puzzle needed to be solved with the Riddler. But
I'm gonna suck all the moisture out of the UN assembly. Quick, we gotta get out of here.
My thing is she was great in Beaches, but I thought Kathy Najimy was better in Hocus Pocus. Oh, Riddler, not Midler. Sorry.
So
I go S. I love the Riddler.
Great.
And the Riddler is a character who had one comic book appearance before the 60 TV show. And someone I read in chat said,
sorry, let me.
The green screen.
He's been green screened out.
Green screened out.
But there he is. There's our guy.
Yeah, he is. Got a bit of a neck issue going on. He's like, he's like Exorcist right now.
Oh
no.
Oh no! Did it shut down?
It's not frozen like it was before.
Oh.
Yeah, the lights are still on.
Hey! There you go.
And Riddler broke the internet.
Yeah. Get out of here. Oh my God, I'm so sorry. I will pay you back for the favor.
That's okay.
Okay.
That's the hands mistake. No, but I think someone mentioned the only good thing with Riddler is Jim Carrey. No, Frank Gorshin is pound for pound the best villain in the Adam West show. He plays it straight but terrifying.
I wouldn't say he plays it straight, but go on.
Okay, he plays at Liberace. But he's the villain in the pilot. And because of how popular he was on the show, they started pushing him more in the comics. And I just love, what I love about him is he is the litmus test for Batman's intelligence. The riddles are annoying, and I know, like, he wasn't in the animated series that much, and it was literally, the guys are like, we have 65 episodes to write. We can't spend them on these fucking riddles. And I get that, but when he's done well, he's amazing, and he can be funny, and it's like, you just know that of all the villains, if Batman finds out that the Riddler is attacking Gotham, he's like, this fucking guy.
Yeah.
I love him too.
I like that it's annoying. I like that the riddles are annoying. You know what I mean? Like, that's
I can't
part
go
of it.
below
It's
a B.
maddening. It's madness.
It has to be a B or higher. That's what I'm saying.
I think the way that he's been elevated with Scott Snyder's 0 Year and even with Hush, and I don't know, man. It's like, if I see him on a cover, I'm buying the comic, and he feels like Batman to me. You can make him a hero, which Paul Dini did. I just think he's amazing, and so he's an S for me.
an S.
Yeah.
I would love. I know it's so crazy. It's so crazy. This is our list, Holden. You said how much.
If you were like, hey, you can be any Batman Rogues Gallery in the next fucking.
I know.
You know, who's gonna make the next one?
You 100%ed Arkham Asylum.
Yes.
And the only
I
reason
collected
to do that
every Riddler trophy
is to get those Riddler trophies.
But I will also say the third game is ridiculous. There's like 400 of them. It's insane. And more crazy than that, Jeff Sprawl, if you're watching, man, you got a problem, because that guy got all of them and he's messed up. That's insane that he did that. And I'm talking about the one where the Batmobile turns into a tank. There's like 350. Whatever, Batman. Oh, are you here to fight boredom?
I feel like chat will riot if we put the second.
Oh my god. The noise Holden is making makes me gag. With just my talking? Am I making like a weird noise? Or is it just the talking I'm doing? Anyways, I'm for S. What do you want?
I want it to be S. I feel like chat will come down on us with righteous fury that we ranked the pajama puzzle man over the sexy plant woman, but you know what? It's our list, and I'm sticking to it.
And I want to say this to someone said, "Oh, you picked, you gave Riddler an S and Ivy an A." Let me tell you this: give me one Poison Ivy story from the '90s that it's as good as Peter Milligan's Dark Knight, Dark City.
There you go. I'm waiting. I'm fucking waiting, Batman. Tierzo Batman. All right, let's give it S.
Wow.
God, I love it. I'm so happy. I thought I was going to have to fight way harder for that one. All right. Sock it to me. Okay, Victor Zsasz.
So this is like, I feel like this is like, it's the 80s, it's like the 90s, and like Batman has to fight like some Silence of the Lambs bullshit. Like, yeah, all these characters have already killed like tons of people.
It's sort of you saying that they were just trying to be edgy.
But like, this is Batman's Red Dragon bullshit, where like, yeah, the Joker will like pump a studio full of laughing gas, but this guy will like kill a teenager and then lick the knife. Like, he's supposed to be the Batman universe's last podcast episode. I feel like.
Whoa! Shots fired.
I'm just making an analogy.
True crime is an extremely valid approach to media these days.
I love it. Oh, nice. Yeah, there he is. There's our boy.
And by the way, I had to order this from the McFarlane website and pay the shipping. I love Zsasz.
And someday your son will inherit it. I mean, it's beautiful. And what else? What other than the mini figurines do I get, Father? It's like, just this box of figurines.
Zsasz wants to be a Z-list villain, but by the way, Zsasz is keeping track of the show for us. I love Zsasz. Here's my pitch on why I think Zsasz is great.
Great.
Yes, I think he's great. He's the most evil Batman villain. He's the one guy. If he leaves Arkham, somebody is going to die. That is all he does. Joker may not kill a bunch of people that day because the Joker's random. Zsasz is just a scumbag. If Batman could snap one person's neck and make the world a better place, it is Zsasz. He's an unrepentant monster, and I love his stories because he's challenging, and he looks like the lead singer from Sublime, and he's holding a knife. But he's a threat. I think he's awesome. I'm gonna go B on Zaz, and I know that's high, but fuck it.
I want D.
I'm seeing a lot of D's in the chat. I'm not gonna lie. People are saying that our counter, Dr. Chunko says that's what makes him boring. So I don't know. I mean, I don't have as much of a history with Zaz. I don't even remember anything. I just know of him, but I don't even remember anything I've read or seen him in. It's not in any of the games, right? And is he in not any of the movies?
No, he's in the games. He's in the side
Birds
mission.
of Prey, the movie.
You have to answer the telephones. He's the first guy you take out in Asylum. He's he's the tutorial guy. He's the guy where you learn how to throw the bat.
He's the tutorial. He's just teaching you how to push the buttons. I don't know, man. I mean, to me, it's screaming more like a C. It's screaming a little more mid.
I think C.
A little mid?
Yeah, I mean,
okay?
if there's a sick puppy, some kind of fucked up weirdo out there in chat that wants to donate 5 subs to elevate Stabby Magoo to a top tier villain, by all means.
And Mike, you yourself have a veto balloon as well, so at any point you could pop it. But I think we're gonna have to compromise here, because many people are calling for D, but I don't know if I would go D. You convinced me not to go D.
I just take this shirt off and then
You got that.
one underneath just says Spaz for Zaz. And all that jazz.
Give him the old spazzle dazzle.
Yeah. All right, okay.
But I won't argue with C. He's a very guilty pleasure for me.
That's
Calendar Man. Look, that says a lot about Zaz. There he is.
There he is.
Yeah.
That's the guy. All right, there's a C. Okay, now I'm feeling a little bit better. All right, we got something a little lower on the tier list there.
We started out with some powerhouses.
We started out with powerhouses, and it is a beloved, arguably the great villain group of all comics. You know what I mean? So that's why it's notorious. All right, what do we have next?
Oof.
Deadshot.
He's like a mercenary guy.
Unfortunately, I associate him too much. Will Smith played him, right?
Yeah.
I associate him too much with the bad movie, with Suicide Squad. OG.
But like he's the killer for hire. He's the best in the business. Other assassins use like guns while holding them.
Don't talk shit about his wife.
Wristband guns.
He will fucking slap you, dude.
Okay. I'm gonna give Deadshot. I love the character. I don't think he's a great Batman villain. I'm going to give him a D as a Batman villain. I'm ranking him low, but it's because he doesn't have a lot of great stories where it's him versus Batman. Most of his best stuff is in the Suicide Squad or his solo series.
Yeah.
I don't think that him and Batman is the most fun matchup there is, where even with Zaz, him like having to do detective work to find out where Zaz is next is more interesting than ballistics work. I even was boring and got no laughs because Deadshot's kind of boring
Also, he was such an asshole in the fighting game, whatchamacallit.
Injustice?
It was all ranged, yeah. He kind of broke the game, and just all he did was keep the other player at the other side of the screen.
He's another one who first appearance 1950. Then he comes back in Englehart and Rogers run in the late 70s, and they give him that costume with the classic eye and everything, and they really revitalize him, but they still didn't really do much with him in Batman. And then when Ostrander puts him in Suicide Squad, he becomes a massive star.
Yeah,
all right.
Then,
I think there are people who even saw Suicide Squad don't even know Deadshot's a Batman.
I had to even be like, it's the Will Smith one. That's the only way I remember him in the bad movie. My question is this: is there an F on this list for you, Mike? Outside of the ones we've already talked about.
Yeah, Bob Kane.
For you, Jake, is there an F? Before we give Deadshot a D, I just want to make sure where the bar is. I'm cool to give him a D.
I think I got Fs. I think I got Fs.
As long as we think we have Fs, I'm down for a D. Let's give him a D. Nice.
I think Batman has F villains. Batman has so many great villains that more than half of his villains aren't even on this list because that's how many there are.
Yeah, for sure.
And look, there's some that are slighted here that I'm a little upset about because my nickname in college was Professor Pig. But
Yikes.
The Mad Hatter is not on this list.
Oh, is he really not?
No, he's not.
Yeah. I mean, there's just a lot to choose from. And who's the next? Calendar Man. Yes, Queen. Calendar Man. Yes.
Tierzo is definitely familiar with the exploits of Calendar Man.
Yes.
Maybe a fan of Long Halloween by Loeb and
I love that Tierzo is like, wait, how do I interpret a 365 date calendar in a fun physical action?
Yeah, people saying that can't be real. I'm seeing so many F's on the screen. Mike, do you want to go to bat for Calendar Man, or do you want to go to attack? To pitch for Calendar Man.
He's okay. You know, he's one of those. He doesn't have a lot of solo him versus Batman stories. You know, his big boost was in the Long Halloween where they made him. He was made like a Hannibal Lecter type where he figured stuff out and Batman has to talk to him in prison. I really think he's fun. Maybe the best Easter egg ever in a video game is him in Arkham City, where if you adjust the calendar in your PlayStation or Xbox, he responds. If you set it for Christmas, he makes a Christmas reference, and he has them for a bunch of different holidays. It's like insane that they did that. So I think
well, Cape Crusader, I didn't think I'd see you on Indigenous Peoples Day.
I still call it Columbus Day.
You son of a bitch! You monster!
Oh no!
I see who the real villain is.
Batman's bad.
Don't blame me. I wasn't there.
Oh God! The long October surprise.
I speak Spanish, but I'm not from Spain. Bane is not from Spain, merely on the plane.
Come check out my election special coming up in November.
Is he an F? It's like it's too goofy not to dignify.
He's fun. I would go D on Calendar Man.
All right. Okay. So not an F. Again, we're keeping. So you still think Calendar Man, Deadshot, still not Fs? Is what we're saying.
I would, depending on how the list pans out, I might bump Calendar Man.
Okay. Give him a D. But I'm going to get mad if we don't get some real hate going on in here. All right? I want to see
these are criminals.
Unrivaled hatred.
Yeah, I'm going to buy action figures of things I would give an F to. What are you, fucking idiot?
Euphoria Burger says Condiment King.
Yeah, I'm going to let my wife sleep and have sex with these plastic things and then give them Fs. You an idiot?
Yeah, Euphoria Burger says Condiment King better be on this list or I'll squirt ketchup all over the floor.
He didn't cut the mustard.
You really relished that joke.
Fantastic.
Sire.
Got him. All right. All right. Let's move on. What do we have next? Is it Condiment Man? No, it's not. It's Hugo Strange.
I'm gonna say it. I hate this guy. F. I've never liked this guy. Batman. Okay. There's a. Oh yes. Here. Let me get Mr. What if a bearded man in glasses was fucked up with your head? Huh? That'd be pretty. Like, what if therapy was evil? Yeah, that's really great. Batman already has like Mad Hatter. He has Scarecrow. There's like 100. Poison Ivy's got like a poofy pheromone gas. There's like 900 cooler villains that make Batman freak out. Like we don't need this guy.
He was the first. Okay. People are arguing for him in the chat, but their argument is making me hate him more, which is that they're like, B.D. Wong was great as Hugo Strange in Gotham. If you have to bring up Gotham to justify a character's existence, then you're wrong.
Speaking of Will Smith's wife.
Oh, man.
All right.
Better slap him for me, Deadshot.
Yeah, I don't have a lot. Again, I don't have a lot for Strange. I just don't have a lot in my wheelhouse for Strange. I even misidentified him earlier before we started. I was like, who is that? Is that Ra's al Ghul? Which was idiotic, but I just couldn't figure it out.
He was the big bad supposedly in Arkham City, and then you find out that he's a patsy.
Okay.
And that it was actually Ra's al Ghul. But if you guys are F-thirsty, if you want me to give an F to someone, I'll give it to this guy, even though he's a Walmart exclusive and I had to buy him on eBay and he cost me $45.
$45?
Good
Yeah,
Lord.
and it's literally just a new head sculpt on an old
just
Batman
a Batman figure.
Yeah.
They just wait. So it didn't even come with an alternate.
But look how weird it is when you take his head off. That is bizarre.
Oh wow, he's got like goiters.
But you know, someday your son will be able to sell it for $42.
Yeah, but no one's gonna want to challenge this guy on the floor.
Oh no, that guy definitely. I saw him. He's a competitor.
The floating head man. Yeah. All right. Yeah. Let's give him an F. Fuck it, dude. Yes. Now I'm flying here. All right. Now I feel good. No B's though. No B students yet. I'm interested in that. So I guess next one I'm just gonna go B no matter what. What do we have next? Oh yeah, actually, honestly, I can really see
that's a pretty
really good animated series.
Incredible animated series appearance. Great, it's all over the place because when you get to he can break off clones of himself that have sentience, you're just entering Gonzo territory.
Yeah.
And then he's just a big glop monster for is that the Arkham version on the table right now? Is that just he looks like a video game boss half the time?
For sure. And he's a good one. He's a good one of those.
I think he's comics, but he does look like remember, in City when it's revealed that he's there at the end, you're like, oh, Clayface.
Yeah.
You're not like, whoa, Clayface. But you're not like, Clayface. So I think he's a lot of fun. Clayface's biggest weakness is that there's so many different versions of Clayface. You know, this is the iconic one now because of the animated series, the Matt Hagen version, but Basil Carlo is sometimes gloopy, and then you have Preston Payne. So I think that hurts him in how many versions and how weak some of his solo stories are, but he is a really cool, fun visual. And yeah, Feet of Clay Part 2 is one of the best Batman animated series episodes. I think he is a B. I'll give him a B.
Yeah, I feel very B. I feel like it's one that, because there just happens to be enough well done moments with him throughout history, I feel like easily he would be in the D area, but they've just found such good things to do with him.
B is respectable. B is a good villain.
B's solid. Give him a B. Believe in yourself. All right, now we have one in every slot. So now I don't know what I'm going to go with. All right, next one I'm going to want to be D. What do we have next?
You can't just declare for...
That's my new way to do the show. I figured it out. Well...
Ooh.
I don't know. I like Killer Croc.
Sometimes the Wheel of Fate... Ooh, that's... Ooh.
Yeah.
How do we feel about just is he Cajun? Is this another Gambit situation, or is that just am I just associating?
Oh, you mean am I gonna give an F and have people be mad at me?
Yeah. How do we feel about Killer Croc? I don't even know how he's around. He does the.
It was a big rock. That was a fun moment.
Well, he's now the
the crocodile.
What do they call it? Star Trek the Worf effect. That is his purpose. And, Bane literally shows up and beats up Killer Croc for you to see how scary Bane is now.
He's a jobber.
Yeah.
Oh my God, Croc totally is a jobber now.
But a jobber to the stars.
Yeah.
He puts people over. But I think he's a lot of fun. I loved his first appearance in the animated series Vendetta when he was smart and he frames Bullock. Then he got defined by it was a rock. It was a big rock. But I think
Croc. It was a monster Croc. It is I don't know. I feel like he's in a dancey.
I was lying in the sewer again that night.
But I often think him and Clayface kind of serve the same purpose in a story of a big scary heavy that Batman can take down fast, even though he shouldn't be able to. And I think he's a little bit less interesting than Clayface, so I'll give him a C.
Yeah, kind of another, you mentioned, a tutorial boss. He's never a tutorial boss, but he's an early fourth of a game boss, I feel like.
Oh, he's towards the end of Asylum, and I love his level in that, when Batman has to find the spores, and then he chases after him and stuff in the water. But yeah, that was interesting too. In his first appearances, he was this smart, crime boss guy, and then they're we just need... He's the Rhino. He's Batman's Rhino.
He's the Rhino. He's totally Rhino. That's exactly what he is. He's dumb Bane, essentially.
Oh my God. Okay. Is within the Batman like origin story, like is Killer Croc? Was his father a scientist and injected him with crocodile DNA? Was he part of like a super soldier program, or is it just he has a skin condition?
He just has a skin condition.
Just has eczema. Buttbag says, Jake, you're on TV right now.
Fuck that! I'm on Twitch right now with my two best buddies and the clown crew. We're tearsing it up, and this is where the action is. Give us subs, please.
We're talking about a villain that reminds you if you have a skin condition, you're a villain. Hey, albinos, fuck you.
Was I correct yet again? Is this a D?
I think you were right.
I'm going to start doing this now. I'm going to start predicting what the next one's going to be.
No, we can't.
Is it? What are you saying?
I think he's a C. I think he's
You
a
think
solid
he's mid?
C.
What makes him mid and not like?
You know what? He is a reliable. He serves a role. He's had good portrayals. I like C. I do like.
You
C.
like C?
I like C.
I would still go D, but we can go C for now, and who knows? Maybe my balloon will change the fate of him. C. All right, cool. Thank you for that. All right, but we got some juicers coming up. We got some juicy ones, and ones that use steroids. What do we have up next? Yes. Well, Mr. Freeze is such an interesting one. You know, I'm glad. All right, first of all, that's such a perfect 1-2 punch of what
The
Mr.
yin and
Freeze.
yang.
Yes, the yin and yang of Freeze. And you know, I don't even know if
I know his worst media betrayal, and then him and Batman and Robin.
I don't even know if I had realized this until we just did on Wizard and the Bruiser. Check it out, all wherever podcasts can be found, and even where they're not found. Some places where they're hidden.
Blast it out the window every day and just drive around whatever city I'm in and just look for people to be like, hey, that's pretty good.
Yeah. And some people are just like, that fucking sucks.
And I hit them with my car.
Jesus,
It
yeah. And
works
then they go, "Ugh," you know what I mean? And then we get into
I've been in Los Angeles for 2 days. I've been involved in like 8 vehicular
I flicked
homicides.
a lady off the other day in the car. All right, so I was pulling out of my
real.
I was right in front of my apartment road, and I was about to take a left, and I turned, and she came flying through this. She's supposed to be going slow. She came flying through, so I stopped, and then she slowly drove past me, going. And after a while, like it happened for so long, I finally just went.
Tierzo's admitting
It was
them.
Tierzo, yeah, it was totally Tierzo. Yeah, I just went, and just flicked them off, you know, and that seemed to.
I'm sorry, Holden, but that story left me cold.
It's not a tumor.
Atuma is a Marvel villain.
There you go.
Wow, that's a
Whoa, that was a stretch. But
honestly,
yeah.
we respect a wife guy on this show. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
He
Yeah.
loves his Nora.
Especially a nerdy wife.
Yeah, really. She was the only woman who would touch my icicle, and now I must save her life.
Marie, I am streaming. A cold stream of tears upon my face.
Don't use my actual partner's name.
I went on a date with her.
Oh, yeah, I forgot
That's
about
right.
that.
I forgot
Yeah.
about that. That's
Yeah.
so crazy.
She was like, man, I could do better than this. And she did.
So I'd say for Mr. Freeze, yeah, it was really interesting though. It's a character that was totally throwaway until Batman the Animated Series, and then because of Batman the Animated Series, finally Schwarzenegger stepped up to the plate and just completely, you know, made the characters a full-on legend of the Rogues Gallery. But it's it's just a very interesting one because it was never like out the gate. Joker was popular, Catwoman, you know, Harley Quinn, you know, Penguin or whatever. Like as soon as they were thrown out into the world, they were kind of huge, right? But Freeze, it was like just because one guy had an interesting take to make a really whatever character have depth, you know?
In chat, Torgo 1985 makes a very good point. He has a doctorate, but calls himself Mister. What a humble guy.
Are there good outside of
Yeah,
Batman?
you hear that, you piece of shit.
Have they been able to continue to do interesting things with the character outside of Batman the Animated Series? Because even in the games with Batman Origins, they just kind of retold the Batman the Animated Series story.
And that's kind of his weakness.
Yeah.
That's yeah. So you know, yeah, he started out as Mr. Zero, and he was played by 3 different guys in the Adam West show. Otto Preminger, Eli Wallach, and George Sanders. And then, you know, he gets that Dini Heart of Ice episode Yeah, he doesn't have any standout comic appearances before that. But then the problem is everyone just tells that story.
Right.
And they keep telling the story. And then you look at like Mr. Freeze Sub-Zero, the animated direct-to-DVD movie that came out where they released it around the time of Batman Robin. He doesn't sustain a whole movie on his own. It's kind of boring a little bit. And I think it is like, and the whole thing in that is that Nora ends up alive. And once you take Nora out of the equation, you don't have as much to do with him. And so for me, he's really fun and they do a lot of interesting things with him. Best boss fight in all of the Arkham games. But I go A. He's just a little bit short of...
I would say A as well, because yes, you got the melodrama. Yes, you got Nora, my sweet Nora. But also, when you want to do like a kind of campy version, when you want to do an Adam West, a Batman Brave the Bold, he's got the power gimmick, he's got the look, and he's got the puns. The ice puns are so fun and silly, and it is such a
Was that a thing? I mean, it's comic books, so I'm sure there were ice puns.
It was in the 60s,
Yeah, in the 60s.
And Arnold
guy.
Schwarzenegger.
So there was one annual that had a Riddler story, the Mr. Freeze story, that the guy who did a Batman animated series, the Batman 60 series, I'm blanking on his name at the moment, but he was like the head producer. He just read this one thing and he adapted every story in that one annual. And one of them was, Mr. Zero, and one of them was Riddler.
But yeah, no, I think A is a great place for him.
All right, I am surprised we're going A just because of the fact that he feels so tied to the one. Okay, give it an A.
Yeah, and it's like, you know, like there've been versions where they make him more evil, where like they did a version where like Nora doesn't even know who he is, but he froze her, and you know, all these other things. And when they make him more evil, it doesn't work, but when they make him so sympathetic, it doesn't work because he's still killing lots of people.
Yeah. You just got to walk that line, and that line is covered in puns, and I am here for that.
Holden, I cannot hear any more Mr. Freeze slander. You're on thin ice, buddy.
All right, you know what? Pop the balloon. I'm taking him down to B because of that pun. Yeah, because of the pun.
That's so
Take him down.
Petty.
I'm taking him down.
Wow.
That's right.
Tierzo is too strong now. I don't like it. I'm sorry.
That's right. I'll heat the back. I'll figure it out. All right, what's next? It's a hot cat on the town. Hush.
I barely know this character's deal.
Hey, what's up?
One of the only characters I didn't put up with everyone else because I figured no one would care. But I did bring him, and I saw the photo. I'm like, I do have this figure, but he's hush.
Oh yeah, Andrew James says Holden's a bitch. Well, this bitch just ranked Freeze down to B. You fucking rank him back up if you want. Yeah. Like you're the stupid ass.
Was the original? Because I know
Give me your address, Andrew.
I was following comics like pretty well at the time, and like this whole was it Jeff Loeb and Jim Lee, like they pushed the shit out of this villain. And I just never, like, I don't think, have they done anything with them afterwards?
Well, here's the thing. Hush is a better Riddler story than it is a Hush story.
Right. Then it is the character.
Riddler's the one who finds out Batman's identity, and he gives it to Hush and all of that. Hush is okay, but he's another one, like, kind of stuck in his first story. And the Jim Lee artwork is better than, and the Jeff Loeb writing is usually the case.
I have to say real quick, Liz, 1922, first time in chat, says, at a bar right now, so not watching the stream, but they're playing the floor, and Jake is up and killing it. So
I mean, no, keep watching here. Keep watching here and donate and give subs.
I just think
he may make money here. He's not going to there.
You don't know that.
I don't know that.
It didn't air yet.
I'm just guessing because you showed up on time.
Pagan Pudding, thank you so much for the Prime sub. Appreciate you. Hush. Don't say another
I came here in the Kia you drove. I'm just taking a guess.
It's a rental. I don't own the Kia.
Yeah, Jake just shows up with like a Krusty the Clown car with like the horn and the fucking dome or whatever. Like, all right, I guess he won the floor. All right, anyway.
It was your describing.
Riddle me this. When does a Kia not open new doors?
You're right. It was the Homer car. It was the car Homer designed.
And you got a honk. God damn it.
Meowgan, thank you so much for the Twitch.
I didn't feel bad till the honk. I was like, why? I went too far. I went too far.
No, people are subbing. It's good. It's
Yes,
good.
it's good. It's good.
keep
Sub to the
shitting.
channel.
Someone's making money off my jokes.
So, we going D?
Maybe F.
F?
I think he's a D, but if you guys want to go F, I'll go F.
He's
just
an F in my heart.
All right.
Yeah.
Put him at F. Hush.
Did they put him in an Arkham game even?
Yes. He was in City and Night.
Oh, really?
And Night.
Yeah.
Okay.
He when you fight the counterfeit Bruce Wayne, that's him. That's often what he does. In
That's his
other,
deal.
yeah,
999 says Jared Leto, the actor, not his character, is the worst Batman villain. The Riddler figure looks like he's blurred out for nudity or something. Just Fred Eagle showing that thing. Yeah, that is interesting. All right, what do we have? What are we moving on to? What are we moving on to here? Oh, yeah, mama. The Penguin. I still need to start watching the new show. I've heard it's all right. All right. Come on. Twitch's terms of service.
Riddle me this. How does he piss?
Man, he should go on Drag Race with that tuck. That is amazing. That is incredible. So, yeah, I mean, it's the Penguin, man. I mean, iconic. Love him. He's so different from the other villains in the sense that he's fat and short.
He's modeled his whole life on what I assume his schoolyard bullies called him, and like made it work for himself, which is very impressive. And he was like the organized crime guy before like they finally just went ahead and like, Italians exist. We can just give random Italians plot line.
But also, I just feel like it's like when you talk about Rogues Gallery, he's like number 2. It's like Joker, Penguin, Riddler. Like when you're naming them off.
Yeah.
You know, he tends to be in the. If you were to say name me 3 Batman, all-timer villains, he's in the 3 usually.
Yeah, on his behalf, I would say a few words. I love the Penguin. He is an immediate S for me, and I'll give him a few reasons why. One, he works as just a guy robbing a bank. Mm-hmm. He works as if you had to. We don't have like the Carmen Falcones, the Sal Maronis on this list as just the mob boss who runs Gotham. The way they pivoted him into being the kingpin of Gotham City, I think has worked really well. There's like a one-shot Joker's Asylum Jason Aaron story that's fantastic. The way that they have him now, where he's just this petty troll that if you piss him off, he destroys your life, is really fascinating.
That's great.
And to see him coming, he was based on the cool cigarettes Penguin. That's how they how they designed him in the 40s. Yeah. And he was, he worked as Meredith, he worked as DeVito, he works as Farrell. I think, he's awesome in the animated series, even though he never got as many good episodes as the character deserved, but he's still really fun. I think he's an all-time.
I agree. Also, it's like, I already mentioned how he doesn't look like any of the other villains, but he has that counter to Bruce Wayne that I'm not seeing any of these other guys have. Maybe I'm wrong, of being super rich, the uber rich and the wealthy, and putting that wow. That truly is.
And that's the thing is that there are other characters like Hush was Bruce Wayne's best friend. So you had and Deadshot came from money, but Penguin even does that part better.
Yeah.
I just like that his umbrella has a little gun in it.
Yeah.
So you'd be like, watch out. Like, because back in the day, like, how are you going to get a hold of a gun? A criminal with a gun? That's like a whole to-do. But no, watch out. He's got an umbrella.
Right.
And he's got to carry his fat ass.
Yeah.
I love the idea.
Does he Mary Poppins often?
He has.
Whoa! All right, that's not. We're not even talking about the Joker, okay?
What is this? An archive of our own? Get that out.
Wait,
come on, this isn't Barbies, okay?
Hey, that's Batman. That's Batman, not a prison guard played by Brendan Gleeson. Why is he sexually assaulting the Joker?
Sing us a song.
Sing hallelujah.
Joker,
Come on, get happy.
Put your jaws away.
Yeah, we did put our joys away.
Yeah, we did.
Guys, stop singing. This will cost us $200 million somehow.
God, nothing, dude. That's just
Even though it's all royalty-free music.
all right. Give him a fucking S, I think, with a bullet and a cigarette and an umbrella.
By the way, Joker 2 answers what would happen if only straight people worked on a musical.
Absolutely. Man, I wanted to enjoy a musical that day. Didn't happen. All right.
This list is too symmetrical.
Look
right
how
now.
symmetrical this is. You should have seen bagels last week. They were all C's. It was like a perfect pyramid. That's just because bagels, which means I think bagels might be mid. That was my theory originally going into it. Okay.
It's just unsugared donuts.
Absolutely. We got Catwoman right here. She's so, look at her. I mean, Vavoom, can we get the basketball scene from the movie?
From the Halle Berry.
Yeah, really one of my favorite moments in cinema. Catwoman, I mean, I feel like you can't have Batman without, it's like the Penguin, Joker, Catwoman, right? You can't have Batman without
And
Catwoman.
Riddler.
And
There were
Riddler.
the 4 villains
Those are the
in the
4.
Batman 66 movie.
Sure. Yeah. Those are the ones. Oh, with the boat or whatever, the submarine or whatever it was. I remember that.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah, dude. Loved that shit. Man, I used to watch that show every day.
Yeah.
What was great too is every episode was a 2-parter, so there'd always be a to be continued, and then they'd wrap it up. But they'd fuck you by showing the wrap up of the last episode, and then they'd start the next episode. And you have to wait to make you want to keep watching it. But anyways, yeah.
So is Catwoman, outside of her role of Batman being like, oh wow, there it is. Just let's appreciate
the
some
greatest. This is
that
so
Benjamin
crazy.
Bratt?
Oh, yeah. The way how horny they are in front of these children who are just loving it is so strange.
And this was the same. No, this was the year after the playground sex with Daredevil and Elektra. So they just wanted superheroes to fuck in front of kids.
Yeah, it was so weird. They're just getting so horny with each other. This makes no sense. Yeah, the editing is insane.
No, well, the Dutch angles represent how crazy I feel watching this footage.
You're missing the really cheesy music too during this whole sequence as well. I love this shit. Always mesmerized by that.
Okay, but so outside of Catwoman's role as like Batman's like, I want to fight crime, but I also want smooches.
Yeah,
Is she a villain?
But yeah, I mean, you don't get a ton of that with Batman, and we do want lust in the Batman series. And also, like, I mean, it's like the people who've made Batman, Catwoman iconic. Michelle Pfeiffer. You know, I feel like that is such like an iconic look and role, and that's outside of the comic books. They've done amazing things with the character. They did great in the games, great in the great in all the TV. I bet it was probably one of my first sexual awakenings. watching the Adam West.
Darkats just says the words "Eartha Kitt, you fuck."
Yeah,
which is I think like my first expression of sexual desire when I was 11.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I really think it was kind of, I don't know, maybe I'm thinking of my fucking cock right now, but I really think she's up there. Mike, what do you say?
Perfect. I think it okay, like, and I'm seeing in the chat and all that people saying she's an anti-hero. Yes, she is.
Sure.
But at the end of the day, she still is a criminal.
Yeah.
Even when she's just stealing Batman's heart. No, no, I think she's the best Batman love interest, but the fact that she always, I think, is just a little bit greedier than she is selfless is what makes her a villain. And I think she's got a lot of great stories. Yeah, one of the originals, one of the 60s. Like she is iconic Batman villain. I think that she's got to be an S.
Blighty XE says it's why I'm a furry and think Sonic the Hedgehog is hot. Now I don't really get the second part of that statement, but I am glad that she inspired you to be a furry. But I think the Sonic the Hedgehog being hot thing is a different sort of fetishization of a different sort of thing. Are you trying to have her whip the Riddler's ass? ass that's green screened out, so it's even hard to tell.
I'm having fun, all right? I'm like, this is what I did when I was a kid with action figures. I'm reclaiming
do
the innocence.
sex stuff with Catwoman and the other
she's just,
characters,
I don't even understand why I'm doing it. I just was like, yeah, this is fun. Yeah, cool.
I will say that I feel weird because she's missing her hand. I don't know where it is, but I feel very weird about that when the hand is that close to Riddler's ass.
Putting a whole new perspective on pegging.
I feel dirty. I'm going to give myself a Catwoman bath now.
all right, please.
S.
It's S, right? Is it S?
It's S, and someone is wrong here where they said that she was in the first Batman episode with Red Claw. She was in the first aired one, but I believe that was actually episode 16 or 17 in the production order. The first one in production order was Man-Bat Leatherwings.
There you go. Little fucking factoid for your asses. What's next?
Also, thank you, Dat Dude Dewey, for the sub.
Ooh. Oh, hell yeah. Thank you, Dat Dude Dewey. All right. I wasn't super familiar with this man whose name I mispronounced earlier. And then Mike pronounced it correctly, and I kind of felt judged there. But I will say it was Batman Begins, right? That's the first Nolan movie that I feel like I really was like introduced to the character and grew to really like the character a lot. That's all I have to say. I feel like you.
Oh, wait. How do you pronounce it, Holden? Let's
I think Mike was like Raja.
It's Raish, I believe. Raish Al Ghul.
I wanted to hear how you did.
Ra's al Ghul is how I was saying it. Ra's al Ghul.
Raziel, we call him back on.
I got him here.
Nice.
Whoa.
Very cool. He's a man with a blade. He's a man, He's a man, baby.
God, join me and my fellow Arabian ninjas from Tibet. I'm from the East, the mysterious Orient Batman.
He's 2,000 years old, and I'm the fun Mel Brooks, Carl Reiner way. I don't care who I lose with my jokes, and I know he's actually 600 years old.
He's been involved, like he lets Batman do all of these like globe-trotting kind of adventure stories. He's a great like utility villain to tell a bunch of stories that gets him out of Gotham. I remember as a kid, I forget, I'm sure you can tell me, the two-parter and animated series where he goes to the Lazarus pit and just starts cackling like a crazy man. That like left a weird like impression on me. I was like, oh, this guy is a threat.
Is he always synonymous with Batman's
Demon's Quest?
Demon's Quest.
Yeah.
Is he always synonymous with Batman's origin? Is that?
Oh yeah. Well, not his origin.
No, not originally. That's all a bunch of retcon stuff. But I do feel like he is great in that he's a James Bond villain.
Yeah.
Right. He's got his own, like the League of Shadows. He's got like this underground network, and he doesn't attack Gotham that much. And that's one of the reasons I love Penguin too. Like, or Catwoman. Those three are never going to be in Arkham because they're not crazy.
Yeah.
In the same way, Raish is a madman, but back to a simpler time when we could just hate Muslims and not feel bad about it.
Jesus Christ.
Join me in my sand palace and I will teach you karate.
Hey, if Yom Kippur hadn't just happened, I'd have to atone for that joke. I think he's awesome, but he always just misses. He's not S for me. Like even in Batman Begins, it's kind of confusing. Whoa, he's Ken Watanabe. Actually, he's Liam Neeson. That whole twist was kind of dumb.
Yeah.
I think he's a B.
Yeah, I could see B like a motherfucker. I mean, I don't know. I could even see C, but what would you say, Jake?
I would say A because whenever it is like they don't throw Ra's al Ghul into like it's always like heavy times. It's not like things are happening in a Batman story if Ra's al Ghul is involved. They don't bust him out to just like steal the fundraising donations from the Gotham orphanage. Like,
right.
He is like going to sink a city into the ocean. He's going to assassinate every president on Earth. He's going to do something crazy. And also Batman's son is there now because he raised Batman's son in secret.
Also, my favorite Ra's al Ghul story is a Justice League story, Mark Waid's Tower of Babel, where he's the one, he finds Batman's contingency plans on the Justice League.
Oh, yeah.
He unleashes them, but he digs up the Waynes' graves. and really mind fucks Batman.
That's an A right there.
This is what I would say. I mean, and I'm sure that tons of them exist, but I think what's great about him is yes, he's not iconic like Joker, Penguin, all that kind of stuff. He doesn't have this splashy standout look, but what he does have is pretty much anytime he's used is for something interesting.
Yeah.
And that's why we give him a fucking B.
I might have.
What did you want? You want it to be A?
I wanted A.
Well, it's not.
Arabian night, like Arabian days.
I feel less bad about my jokes.
I'm surprised Chad actually not furiously upset with you right now, which is great. I was expecting so many people to be just so upset, and everyone seems either cool or silent, or they're just ignoring it and letting it pass, which is fantastic. All right, and that's the way I am furious, says Bangarang Nero. So Bangarang Nero, very upset, but that's the only one. Okay, what do we have next? Hit us with it. Nothing Muslim about this. We've got Harley Quinn.
Well, it did bomb in a theater.
God, that was like pure reflex. There was no conscious thought. The joke, the zinger just
the big
happened.
bucks for the roast. That's great. All right. S for Smash, says my own Rogues Gallery villain, the Godmotherer.
So they always do the thing where it's like, oh, if it wasn't for Joker like holding her down, she'd actually have taken out Batman years ago. She's so damn good,
right?
And but the fact that she does exist as the henchwoman, does that diminish her like iconic status?
I think they've done so many interesting things with her, and I do think maybe I would agree with you if it weren't for the fact that Margot Robbie did such a good job like bringing her to the big screen. On top of, she's amazing. What's her name? My Little Pony lady.
Tara Strong.
Tara Strong doing an incredible job.
Not that I'm into My Little Pony, even though I look exactly like the kind of guy who's into My Little Pony.
Really jumped on the name.
I just appreciate
really had
voice
the name
actors.
there. Yeah, it was very fast how quick, and she is. I would say you would.
By the way, Arlene Sorkin is the only Harley Quinn.
There you go.
True.
And also Arlene
Also
Sorkin,
true.
who of course inspired the character from her work on Days of Our Lives. But anyways, I digress. I think it wasn't. I will say it wasn't until our episode on Harley Quinn that I fully fell in love with the character based on, I love Mad Love is now one of my favorite Batman stories. I truly love it. I think it's just so interesting. It's something that doesn't exist a lot in comics, at least like hero comics. All too much. So many ways. She's not an S, I don't think. I don't think she's an S, but she's, and I will say, we brought it up, but the movie that just came out definitely fucked things up.
I will, yeah.
Definitely fucked things up a little bit.
Really,
Hey, it's a me! It's a Harley!
What?
That's
I like that
voice,
you tried to you realized you were doing Italian plumber face and tried to bring it back around.
Sure, right? All right, okay. Tierzo, terrifying.
I'm with Tierzo.
Yeah,
it's a Harley.
So nightmarish. But
Worst cereal ever.
But I do love her. I think she's great. She's somebody, honestly, back in the day in the animated series, I wasn't even that huge on her when she, and obviously she started at the end. The other interesting thing about her is she the only villain on this list, on this whole group, that the only iconic villain that was created years and years and years after Batman? I mean, I guess there's Bane.
We got
okay, so you have Poison Ivy. She comes in the 60s. Rachel Gold comes in the 70s. In the 80s, you have Killer Croc. In the 90s, you have Bane. And Hush is from the 2000s.
Yeah. Well, there you go. Oh, okay. Hush would be the one that came after her, but she came after Bane, even, right? I would think. I guess it's debatable.
No, she's right before Bane.
Oh, okay. Well, whatever. All right, your autism's fucking my shit up right now. Okay, I'm saying it.
Yeah.
God damn it.
I'm autistic. You're not. I have punchlines. You yell. We're just completely different.
It makes no sense. It makes I got something. I need to be fucking diagnosed with something, man. I'm fucking over this. I'm over being treated like I should be a normal person. I'm fucking something.
You sound like you're going through a divorce even when you're happily married.
Got him. And by him, I mean me.
All right,
so
so
anyways,
is the discussion S versus A?
people saying the cyst is my issue, which it might be. It might be infecting my brain. I would say A or lower, but I would go A personally. Mike, take it away. I'm going with whatever you go with. Oh, fuck.
There are a lot of things I love about Harley. There's things I don't like. One, because she started on the animated series, so many people that do interpretations of her are just doing Arlene Sorkin and aren't doing a unique version. And the thing is, that's how she actually talked. That was Arlene Sorkin's voice. It was, a little pitched up, but it came from her as opposed to people who talk like this. They're going like this. It's just fucking. It feels inorganic. The amount of Harleys that don't work for me. I don't like when they sex her up too much.
Okay.
Like the Arkham stuff, it didn't work for me. And that's not the character's fault, but
Fair.
that's the fault of it's that's the thing. It's like if you go to a Comic-Con and you see someone in classic 90s Harley, they probably read comic books. If they're in newer Harley, they probably shop at Hot Topic.
Or at least are just make their money on Instagram.
And I think like she does work better as an anti-hero in the Suicide Squad. Again, she's more fun in a team dynamic. There's not a lot of stories where it's just Batman stopping Harley Quinn.
Yeah.
And I think that ultimately, because you do want to root for her, and she's the one villain I think that Batman really does think he can save, and there's a possibility. That's, Mad Love isn't a Batman story, it's a Harley Quinn story.
Yeah,
and it's a phenomenal, comic.
You're making a point that
Joker, but
Harley Quinn is great to highlight how evil and shitty the Joker is, more so than like a great villain.
Well, I will say, though, I value the stories when it's like her and Poison Ivy, though. I love that as well. Like when they go off and kind of do their thing, And it's like, because I like female empowerment.
I think,
I like when cartoon ladies smooch.
And I know people are commenting, like, the thing is, Harley in the full suit is sexy enough. What I don't like is when they make stuff for dude bros. And it feels like, the Arkham series, as much as I love the gameplay and a lot of the things that it does, the amount of times they say bitch in it and like, it just gets like angsty at times. Like it kind of like ruins the vibe a little, and Harley's outfits in it are a part of that for me.
Yeah, I it's a shame though. How ironic. I mean, because or some people, they say a lot, a certain percentage of people don't understand irony, and I think I'm one of them. But how ironic is it that, she was created as this symbol of like gaslighting and domestic mental abuse in a domestic relationship, but then they made her just like a sex symbol, which is why I feel like Margot Robbie walked that line pretty decently, at least. But anyway,
someone asked it. Show me a woman in comics who isn't sexed up. Amanda Waller until 2011, and she was fucking awesome.
Yeah,
she was amazing. She was a great, powerful character that they then like let's thin her down and make her look like everybody else, and it fucking sucks.
Is it Margot Robbie? Everyone in chat is like questioning your pronunciation.
Robbie, I think it is Robbie. Or did I say whatever?
I don't see Australians.
Are we giving her a B?
By the way, I find pre-2011 Amanda Waller sexy, but they did not specifically sex her up.
But not the
things I would do to the wall.
Exactly. The male gaze, though, we know what you're talking about. Is it a B? I don't think it goes lower than a B. I would break my heart if it was lower than a B.
I do A.
I go A.
Okay, great.
It is such an iconic character, and the thing about her and Bane, it's like a character lasts for 85 years when you have new ideas and new things and new fans. I mean, I think Harley Quinn has probably brought more new fans into comic books, let alone into, Batman, than any other of these characters.
And it is like Deadpool level cosplay, essentially. All right, how many do we have left? Might have to start cruising through these. All right, 3. Okay, 3. We're fine. All right, what do we got?
Tweedledee and Tweedledum. No.
I wish. Do you want to see my mask? It's a really cool mask. Do you want to see something really scary?
There is no two words in the English language that make me more delighted than fear gas. It's gas what makes you scared. It's fear gas.
You want to fight me, Batman? Do you want to fight me while you're tripping balls? Feels a lot like what?
Oh God, 2 spiders. Like, wait, what? It's more than 1 spider.
I think it's
Any fart in an elevator is fear gas.
it's a fun villain. I mean, it's kind of like any movie's like gimmicky use of a dream sequence, right? You can just do so much crazy visual stuff, and he just has that inherent in him. He is the dream sequence of Rogues Gallery villains, right? He can just all of a sudden everything's going crazy, and his dead parents rise out from the grave and try to make out with him and whatever, and then he's like, "Oh fuck, I'm tripping fucking balls, and I'm Batman," which would be pretty.
What was that? There was another animated series episode where like Barbara Batgirl like goes like against her dad to over
the edge?
Yeah, over the edge, and that like rug pull, it was fear gas.
Yeah.
It's so good. I just love the universe with fear gas in it.
Yeah, it's fun.
If you guys could pull up World's Finest #3 from 1941. This is the comic that Scarecrow appeared in. But if you could show this audience the cover to that comic, it is the most terrifying thing that you will ever see. And I will keep trying to explain it until it gets on the screen. #3? Yeah, World's Finest #3 from 1941.
Batman World's Finest #3 from 1941. We all know this, of course. No, this is what
If we can find.
You saw it, didn't you?
Oh wow, we broke Eric.
All right, let's get.
The Scarecrow's first appearance.
Jesus.
How horrifying is that?
Oh boy.
Are they tripping? Is that what's happening?
Oh, he's catching something.
All right, Frederick.
All right.
No, we are not seduction the innocenting.
Good God.
I feel like every time Tierzo does that, there should be an onomatopoeia that goes like, spork!
Hump.
Condom with a question mark.
Here we go. Name it up, internet. You've found your new one. Batman wearing
By the way,
Joker makeup.
By the way, Tierzo's doing an impression of Harley Quinn in the Arkham games.
Oh my God. Okay. I really like the Scarecrow.
I
think
don't think the Scarecrow's like top. Like I wouldn't say top.
a solid
I could see B. I could totally also see an argument for C. What do you got, Mike?
Okay, so you look at like the Riddler represents Batman's intelligence, and Penguin represents Batman's wealth. Two-Face, I know where you get to him. Law and Order, all these different things. But Batman uses fear as a weapon.
Mm-hmm. Preach,
to
brother.
help people. And I don't know, man. Scarecrow is so awesome, and I love the fact that they just kept tweaking him over the years. Mm-hmm. His first design in animated series kind of sucks. Then they made it look a little better. Then in the new Batman Adventures, where he's got like the noose around his neck.
Yeah.
I mean, it's such a terrifying design, and I love that he has, I think, more visual interpretations than almost any other character on this list, except maybe Catwoman, because fear keeps changing. So things that scare you had to keep changing. And yeah, his Arkham sequences are phenomenal.
You're saying from the 1940s we went through, oh no, a guy full of hay, to Mr. Needles.
But what's interesting too is that even in his first appearance, like they kind of get most of the stuff. And he is a silly looking character, but there's an episode of the last season of Super Friends, I think it's called like Galactic Guardians, what they were calling it then. And it was an episode called The Fear. And this episode, it has like Samurai and Black Vulcan. It has like a lot of the goofy, Super Friends characters, but it deals with Batman fighting Scarecrow and finding out about his parents being murdered, like in the Hanna-Barbera Goofy. And this episode was written by Alan Burnett.
Yeah.
Who would go on to do animated series, and it kind of paved the way. And I think Scarecrow is great in terms of a silly, golden age, goofy looking character that can still be terrifying and menacing. He's just awesome to me. I'm gonna go S on Scarecrow.
Whoa! You are brave and you are bold. I back you up on this.
Damn, I was
Ear gas, baby.
All right, are we doing S? If you back him with S, I can't.
I'm backing him.
All right, go S. It's great. And I have to use up my veto balloon, so there it is. But honestly, I don't even hate it because it's yes, he's extremely fun.
Wonderful tiersmanship, Mike.
Extremely fun, and he brings something very different to the.
And you want to know what's amazing about Scarecrow? They looked at him on the '60s show. They're like, now let's go to the next thing. They're like, how do we make a Master of Fear and an Adam Westworld? Like, you kind of can't.
Yeah.
But that's what also makes him cool is that he is grittier.
Oh no, hippies.
Real quick too, I think we have one more sub balloon for anyone to get if that wants to gift 5 subs to the channel.
If you think we did your favorite villain dirty, or you just want to spite people that like Mr. Freeze too much, now is
Or
your
you want to see Tierzo do the humping motion again. If you want to,
You can't give it away for free. All right, so
Use
there
your
you go.
powers for good, not evil.
I love the idea that someone's gonna watch the floor and be like, "Oh, that man was funny. Perhaps I should watch one of his podcasts."
Batman clown, yeah. Batman clown fucking the air. All right.
I'd like to. I did tell Rob Lowe on camera, like, by the way, my favorite thing is my clown humping show I do on the gaming platform Twitch.tv.
JB.
I love that when you look at the three of us together, it's like an evolutionary chart where you don't know where the beginning is.
JB, by the way, thank you for the 5 gifted subs with our final sub balloon of the night. Thank you so much for that. All right, 2 more to go. Let's get it in. Let's do it. What do we have? Two-Face, you mentioned him briefly. Just
Second to last.
another great dichotomy of Two-Face. Honestly, though, I really enjoy the Batman Forever Two-Face, especially
Tommy Lee Jones.
Yeah,
You
especially
think
knowing that Tommy Lee Jones, of course, knowing his general demeanor and him being in constant scenes with Jim Carrey, how much they hated each other.
The actual line he said, right? It's the best.
Well, which one?
I can't sanction your buffoonery.
Sanction your buffoonery. It is like he's in No Country for Old Men, but instead of fucking Javier Bardem or whatever, it's fucking Jim Carrey like, hey, just.
But the thing is,
sanction your buffoonery.
he's more over the top in that movie than Jim Carrey is.
Yeah, he's great
He
in it.
out-camps him, man.
Yeah, he camps the fuck out of that role. Love Two-Face again. It's kind of hard. We were talking about Catwoman, Penguin, Riddler, Joker, but I mean, don't you add to that list Two-Face? I mean, isn't he also just extremely? I had action figure. Do you have Two-Face?
I feel like Two-Face is a character that, like, since the animated series, I've seen a million Harvey Dents. I've seen a million, like, origin stories. Like, no, my friend.
He made the Joker 2 cut.
Yeah, Harvey Dent's and everything. And I don't get actual, like, I'm gonna flip a coin and, like, I'm gonna do my whole gimmick. Like, he never gets to do his gimmick. It's always the Harvey Dent tragic origin story.
Yeah,
He always has the coin.
It's kind of like Mr. Freeze. He's stuck in that origin story. It's kind of it's always that, and I'd rather just see him be Two-Face, which I feel like they got to do in the animated series a lot more. Yeah. Great action figure though. The Batman animated series action. Do you have any of those? I loved those. The Batman animated series.
Yeah, he's not bringing them to our fucking. No super
I do. But the only McFarlane Two-Face they have is when he dressed up as Batman in the late 2000s.
So it's another head swap?
It's another head swap.
Yeah, that cheap bastards. More like Jew-Face.
All right, please.
Guys, I could say that I flip coins.
Yes.
I am Jewish.
They're both Jewish.
Yes.
Both of them are Jewish. And we did
Tierzo denying my Judas.
all right.
How did we not say when we were talking about Scarecrow, Tierzo for Fearzo?
New name of the stream. I love it. Yeah, people are saying we need to have Tierzo on the Rogues Gallery tier list. I don't know.
I mean, the problem with him, and I think what you said is that, like, I just can't tell the difference between the two. Is that they always do get stuck in the origin story. It's all about becoming Two-Face, and I think that when you do just let him cook, like, he has like some great. There's this A Lonely Place of Dying. Like what they did in the comics, like he's an S tier Robin villain. He might be an A-tier Batman villain, but they made him the dude who always messes with the new Robins. He fights Jason Todd in one of his first appearances in the animated series. They were Jason Todd's, it's Tim Drake's dad, like, was working for him and all of that. So they took some of that, like, and I like Robin getting his own, like, villain to himself that isn't Deathstroke, because that's more all the Titans, but
you're making a point that he's solidly a heavy. We cannot deny it.
He would love to be called a second banana. And he kind of, because like he's great, but if you look at like Cape Crusader, the cartoon that just aired, it was all about the rise of Two-Face. But then what did they do at the end of that? They tell you, well, don't worry, here's your actual villain for the next season, and we know what that's going to be. And I think Two-Face is often a guy that gets punted a little bit to the side for the real fun characters to show up. I mean, Dark Knight is a great movie, and the other guy in it is phenomenal. When it's just Batman and Two-Face, you're kind of ready to leave the theater.
Yeah.
And that sucks, but like, it's also, I've met friendly burn victims. Like, it's not the end of your life, dude.
Yeah, you can move. You can keep moving on. Yeah, and the lady who got the monkey ripped her face off.
Yeah, she gives them their makeup sometimes.
All right, so what are you saying? So we're going lower. We're going B or lower, Mike?
I go A because I still think he's like, extremely iconic. But
I love it. You give me arguments. I'm like, yeah, you're right. He's maybe a D, and then you're like, I'd give him an A. I'm like,
I love Batman villains. They're oldest to me.
I know people are like, there needs to be more Fs, but I'm like, sorry, but it's the Rogues Gallery, like the top of the Rogues Gallery Batman villains. We're talking about the best.
Yeah, I mean, because sometimes you talk about things that have been around for like a few years. Like I said, these are iconic characters that everybody knows. And Hugo Strange.
All right, I leave it to Jake then. Jake, give it a letter, and that's where it's going to live.
Let me see this list. Ooh, yeah, you know what? A feels
cool
okay. A feels right.
I'm totally cool with A. I don't think he belongs. Yeah, now that I'm comparing to the other villains, he doesn't belong in B. And the final reason, well, not the reason, but hey, all I have to say is it had to be you.
By the way, someone's asking, no Clock King. We ran out of time.
Yeah. Hey, you know what we should do? We should do another Rogues Gallery villain list and have it all be like the B villains.
Oh, I was going to do like a lightning round.
We could do like a crazy Jesus Christ.
Yeah. Look at him.
Fucking Joker, man. Like, the problem is, really, I'm sick of him. And that's the problem with ranking him right now. Yeah. I'm really fucking sick of the Joker.
It really was bad timing.
It's terrible time. I'm like,
guys, I'm giving him an A. I'm not giving him an F.
Really?
Shut your.
I'm completely cool with this. Tell me fucking why though. But I'm completely cool with this. I'm sick of the guy. Go on.
Because I think that he's been overexposed. I think that the big issue is that he no longer. He's become this like weird metaphor for what Batman's up against, and Batman can never just stop Joker in a crime anymore. It's like so like in 1986 when they did Dark Knight Returns, right? After that, Batman and Superman always had to call each other Bruce and Clark, and you could never see them play baseball again. It was fucking it ruined a lot of cool shit. And the same with Batman and Joker, where they can never just fight and have fun. You don't get like cool stories like the Laughing Fish anymore. Like animated series Joker, is totally S tier. But this version now, where it's always you complete me, it just gets like
because he's like, I'm the craziest man in the world. You're just like, okay, we get it.
And like I said, when they always do the thing of, hey, we know those other villains that you just sat through. Like they did it in the Batman, right? He's in Arkham. Like
I was so
here's
mad.
The real villain.
I was so
I'm gonna push back against this. You can't knock him down for being too perfect and effective metaphor for the battle between good and evil that lies in us. Everything from like his color scheme, it's all secondary colors. The fact that he's like always like out to
most of them are secondary colors.
Like there's a reason.
Some of them can't even blend in with the justice of Batman's blue.
Like, he is the villain. He is the perfect foil to, like, no, the world will be better if everybody follows the rules. And just there's a part of our innate souls that are like, but I hate rules. Breaking rules feels good, actually. Like, there's bad interpretations of it. Some very recent, some very musical, some very awful. And yeah, you see a Joker poster, a Heath Ledger Joker poster on somebody's wall, you'd be like, oh, this is a shitty person.
Yeah.
But, like, it's...
You see someone dressed as Joker at a Comic-Con, you're like, just call your dad.
Yeah.
He has literally replaced...
Just say you're sorry.
Yeah.
This fucking clown.
Kiss from a rose on the grave.
I'm getting you the
By the way, someone did bring up a good point. We're talking about villains of Batman. Where's the Scat Man? I mean, it's ridiculous.
And also, isn't it great that Seal did the theme song in Batman Forever and showed that there are good people with facial disfigurements?
And I'm just saying this right now. In a secular society, we have replaced the image of Satan, Lucifer, the devil himself, with a fucking clown because it fits so aptly. That is powerful juju. That is mythical shit. This clown is powerful. This clown is the villain. It has to be S. That is, I cannot abide it. Like, we can't punish him for being too
You can
good at
veto
this.
balloon this thing, and you can thank Todd Phillips for this fucking ranking.
The Joker is the Dave Matthews Band of villains. He's great, but his fans fucking suck.
Also works for Tool. All right, I would say, we're gonna muscle you out of this. You can veto balloon it all day or chat can or whatever, but we're giving him a fucking A, baby. Ooh, do it. Done with it. Thank you. Love
Fully a douche.
Already seeing veto balloons in chat. If you agree,
Hey, put it up to a poll.
I'm gonna.
And who do we have? Who do we have that have veto balloons? Who do we have that have?
Look, if you're gonna base your personality on Joker, Nightmare Before Christmas is a better film.
I don't know how to do this in the mobile client.
Oh, I got you. I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
Duh.
But were you okay? Let me just because were you not fucking annoyed in Arkham Knight when he's supposed to
give him a Tierzo gets it option?
When you're supposed to fight the Scarecrow and the Joker's there the whole time, or in Arkham Origins when you're supposed to fight Black Mask and the Joker's there the whole time. Like, I don't need him as much. I would be able to miss him if he fucking left.
Again, you're like the baseball is so boring now that the world's greatest baseball player is hitting home runs all the time. Like, yeah, I'm sorry that someone's that good. You can't.
But it's not because he's good. It's because he sells. But that doesn't make him.
He sells
great.
because he's evil. He resonates. He represents something within the innate dichotomy of good versus evil in a way that no other villain does.
All right, everyone vote in chat. Who got our sub vetoes? And
who supports Kamala and who supports Trump?
There you go.
No, I'm saying that's the eternal battle. It's inside all of us. There are two wolves. One that's a very boring liberal and one that represents things about society that I'd rather not get into.
Just the amount that you've used the word society in the last 5 minutes.
We live in one, Michael. The Joker taught us that.
I don't function in one because I'm autistic, and that bothers me. He gets a fucking A for my autism.
Well, if you want, you can veto him back down to an A, but right now he gets the chat veto balloon, and he has moved up to an S.
Oh my God, we're just going to be jostling. We're going to be jonkling. We're going to be jonkling.
Okay, who do we owe? Do you remember who gifted subs? Who do we owe the gifted subs?
We got,
Thank you. And wait, do you both still have your veto balloon?
I have my veto balloon.
All right. Where do you want to go?
JB is definitely the top gifter.
JB is definitely in there for sure. And
Torgo once again says, to the Joker, this is a normal stream.
And I forget the other two. Who had it? Who gave veto balloons? Moment of levity. Tierzo should always have a balloon. I'm giving my balloon to Tierzo. That's one of them. And JB.
That's not fair. She's got a pro clown bias.
And JB says Zaz up, please.
Zazzing up.
Zaz is going up.
Razzmatazz.
Yeah, that guy.
That guy. He goes. All right, there, Razzmatazz.
And I already know I got to do this to my cold boy. Mr. Freeze is going to go up to A.
Mr. Freeze up to A. I'm surprised you're not holding out for the Joker.
Oh, I should have done that.
There you go. And, Mike, what do you want to do? Do you want to bring the Joker back down to A?
Yes.
All right. Joker back down to A.
Because it'll make you better people. I'm doing this for you. Look, if you realize the Joker is overexposed and has more bad stories than good, he's the Simpsons, all right? Started off great, went on too long. You will realize that by besmirching the Joker, I am lifting up all the other villains.
Yeah, and again,
you would know more, better, greater Batman stories if not for the Joker.
There you go. And people are saying, which I agree with, make Joker F. And
that's a Joker move.
You would love that. Yeah, the Joker would love that. All right, Tierzo, what do you got? What are we doing?
What are we doing?
Tierzo gets to move anything anywhere, by the way.
Tierzo's got
Tierzo
the wild
gets a balloon,
look.
Tierzo gets to move anything anywhere.
Oh, no.
What'll it be?
Where is it going?
It's going to be able to be Calendar
Man F.
Calendar Man S. Oh, Harley. We're looking for Harley. Harley is mid.
Oh, jeez,
Harley
Mr. T.
is mid.
Wow.
And I think that is it. I thought there was maybe one more veto balloon, but I think that's it. So I think we got to get out of here. Thanks, Mike. That was great.
This was one for the history books.
Yeah, we had a fucking great time in here.
Yeah, that was awesome. And read Batman comics, and they don't always have to have a purple guy in them.
And do you have a book or something you want to promote? What do you do?
The Killing Joke. I write TV. Watch the Tom Brady roast. If you're watching this, you will get none of the references, but that's what makes it funny. I'm on Mike Lawrence Comedy, and I just did it air yet? The little thing that we did, the Wizard and Bruiser.
Oh, not yet. It's going up.
Okay.
All right, Weed Juggler, if you're still here and you want to pop a veto balloon, you can as we do our final plugs. Jake.
If you have Hulu, watch The Floor tomorrow and tell me how great I am.
Yeah, or TiVo, if that still exists.
Yeah,
and
TiVo it.
I'm Holden. You can watch me on all where podcasts get. You get it. Yeah, I agree. And good night, everyone. Thank you, Tierzo. Thank you, James and Eric, the production people.
And thank you, the beautiful subscribers.
And thank you, Todd Phillips.
Oh, yeah, LP and Funhouse this Tuesday. Oh! Be there. It's going to be the great. Jake's going to be there.
Yeah.
For sure. We got Carolina. It's going to be awesome.
I'm going to swallow all sorts of weird substances.
Hell yeah. All right, that's it. Weed Jonkler, what are you doing? All right,
And I just want to say the nice things you guys
Riddler
said
down.
about me during this stream will be negated by the mean things said on YouTube.
Riddler down to A. I'm sorry, Mike, but Weed Jonkler spoke. Weed
That's
Jonkler
fine. That's
spoke,
fine.
I'm fine with that too. All right, have a good night, everybody. Fucking do something with your life. Really, it's just gonna slowly deflate.
Yeah.
I have
it's
to
like
get out
this
of here.
stream.
I have to leave. Fucking pop the fucking balloon.
By the way, the real Batman villain is gun control laws.